I'm here with Lauren Coughlin at the Solheim Cup. Lauren, first things first, very important question to ask you. We've seen a lot of the reveal videos of like coming in the hotel room and you've got all the gear. What was the one piece of gear you were either most excited about or most surprised you to see?
The ping putter. The
No
PLD.
way.
The PLD, yeah, that was
Was it
pretty
like
sick.
USA themed?
Yeah, so they did an answer with the Robert Trent Jones Solheim logo and then your
Okay.
name on it. So that was pretty sweet.
So you start the year, obviously I'm assuming you have goals. Do you write goals down? Is that something you do?
More just up in
Just
my
in
head.
the brain, just in that great brain of yours?
Yeah, exactly.
Where was this in terms of the goal? Was this high on the list?
Number one.
Okay.
Absolutely. Yeah, number one on the list. I live an hour, 10 minutes down the road, down Route 29, so it was number one for sure.
How many texts for tickets have you received? Or are you going airplane mode at this point?
Yeah, it hasn't been too bad, but I've been pretty picky. Honestly, a lot of my friends just like bought tickets where if they would have asked me, I probably would have given them. So, but
Support the Solheim Cup.
I know. I mean,
Get
I
the
appreciate
friends
it.
involved.
I appreciate it, but yeah, no. So it actually, I had a list going, and it hasn't gone down too far. So I'm pretty happy about it.
Who have you talked to in terms of like prep? Just in terms of the week prep, because I always talk to players about Solheim Cups and Ryder Cups and President's Cups, and it's overwhelming when you arrive. It's overwhelming in the practice rounds. It's overwhelming in terms of the ceremonies and the stuff at night. Who have you talked to kind of help you guide yourself through it where you can enjoy it, you can embrace it, but you also obviously are prepared to play?
Yeah, I mean, my caddy, Terry McNamara, this is his 10th Solheim.
It's a little experience?
So, mostly, I mean, as anything that he's helped me in this is our 10th week working together. He has quite a bit of knowledge and quite a bit of experience, so he's who I've been talking to most about it.
If you were going to pick one skill set for another golfer to be your partner this week, so let's say it's distance off the tee, great driver of the golf ball, iron play, short game putting, things like that. Not necessarily a player, but what would be the one skill set you would look at and say, I want to play with a great X type of player?
I want to play with a great ball striker this week, for sure. I mean, you got to really hit it well off the tee, and the greens are big, but they're pretty, they have a bunch of different like little pockets that you need to get them into, so you need to be really accurate with off the tee and approach.
Awesome. Lauren, we're pumped to watch you play. Go crush it, okay?
Thanks, appreciate it.
Allie, fourth Solheim Cup.
Yeah.
Is it weird being the veteran? Like, is it weird coming to these things and all of a sudden being a veteran when it felt like, you just started these things a few years ago?
Yes and no. I mean, obviously it's a great feeling to be a veteran, to play four of these is such an honor. And it's obviously, it gives you a little bit of sense of, I guess, I don't know if peace is the right word, but just like I've kind of been here, the week is so long, so you kind of figure out how to pace yourself versus, your first year, you're just like, what is going on? So yeah, it's definitely a balance, but it's a privilege to be here 4 times.
Can you kind of help the rookies with that? Like talk to them about, hey, I mean, I'm assuming you had people you talked to when you were first starting out. Do they're rookies you can kind of give a little bit of advice to, or do you kind of let them do their own thing?
I mean, I let them do their thing. I mean, everybody's a veteran in terms of golf here. Everybody knows what has gotten them here. But if anybody asks me a question, I'm more than happy to answer. Last year I played with Cheyenne in the first round of alternate, and we leaned heavily on each other with it being her first time. So it's really just depends on the player. I'm here to offer advice, but most of all, I'm just here to contribute to the U.S. team as much as I can, whether that be on the course, off the course, because I want to see us lift that cup at the end of the week.
What's the golf course like? What does the golf course ask? Like, what do you need to do well to play well on this golf course?
It's in great shape. I played it right before I left for the Scottish, so I made like a quick stop here.
Look at you, reconnaissance trip. I like that.
And so it's a great golf course. I do think it's a really good ball striker's test, which obviously I like. The greens are rolling great, way faster than they were when I was here a month ago. So I mean, it's in great shape, and hopefully, our games just, elevate to where, we're able to put points on the board in every match. Can we talk?
I just want to talk about 23 for a minute.
Yeah.
Because the emotional roller coaster of the first session, 4-0 America, and then you get going into singles, it's 8-8.
Yeah.
How was that week in terms of the way the team was feeling going from the first day to going into singles and it all being tied up?
Yeah, I mean, I think that's just match play for you. I mean, golf is, it's so interesting because you feel like you play good golf sometimes and that might not put a point on the board.
You can play great and lose, and you can play bad and win.
Exactly. So, it's just, certainly when you look at the end of the week, the score is all that's going to matter.
Right.
But I think you roll in with confidence. I think we had a lot of players that played good golf, and it's just a shot here or there, which, I'm sure I'm sure for every cup that's been won or lost, that's what the other team has said. But I mean, it's just the truth, and we've got a great team this year. Well, I mean, we're only a day and a half into hanging out with each other, really, but it's been awesome, and we're ready to get it started.
And I mentioned you being a vet.
Yeah.
The hang is extremely important in these things. How do you balance prep and getting ready and knowing you got to play and all those things versus embracing and enjoying the hang, because you guys only get to do this every couple of years?
Yeah, it's a big balance, and that's one of the things that I talked about my first year that I played. It was like, you're so immersed in that atmosphere, because I played college golf and I played Curtis Cup, and it's just such a unique week that you want to savor it, soak it all in. But at the end of the week, you've got to be ready for Friday, Saturday, Sunday. So it is a big balance, but it's such a fun thing to figure out, because like I'm out here. I'm glad I played the course before now, because it's kind of like just getting out here, hitting shots, getting comfortable with potential pairings, and then after that, it's just go compete and compete and compete.
How impressed are you with that interview we just did, and we didn't really deal with the bugs, even though they were landing on us the whole time?
They're going to be all over the tape.
They were all. I mean, we were bugged out, and we just handled that like pros.
I'm not sure where you're from, but like Mississippi, we're just kind of used to the bugs being around.
These are all over where I live, but they were all over. Listen, go crush it. I'm pumped to watch this week.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Second Solheim Cup for you.
Yep.
First of all, can you give us the experience of the build out, because obviously their first one stateside?
Yeah. So Friday morning, these stands will all be packed, and there's going to be music playing. They're going to have like hype videos going on and announcing us as we walk through. I'm not sure which tunnel, probably the one back there. And,
whichever one you're told to do, just to stay in line and do my thing.
And no, it's going to be sick. I mean, especially being stateside, like I'll have some friends and family coming out, and yeah, it's so different. I mean, this, like every single hole will just be lined with fans, and it's pretty special.
Is this, major championship golf, and big events are big events. Is this the most fun golf you play, or is this the most stressful golf you play?
I would say a bit of both.
Okay.
I mean, stressful more in an adrenaline sense.
Okay.
But it's just so much fun. I just love team golf, and yeah, getting to represent the U.S. as well. Just really awesome to be out here, and RTJ is perfect.
Yeah, I mean, it's in such good condition. The greens look amazing. You've been playing really since the U.S. Open. I feel like you've been playing incredibly consistent golf. Did anything flip, switch? Did you change anything in terms of the way you've been playing?
I think really just course management.
Okay.
And really just kind of telling myself, you don't need to play perfect golf to play good golf. Just trying to make sure, you're missing in the right spots, and really just working on tightening up the short game.
I mean, that's got to be a hard thing to tell yourself, like, don't play perfect golf when you're playing against this level of play. But I mean, it's funny that even one of the best players in the world even reminds themselves that not, you don't have to be perfect to go out there and play well and potentially win golf tournaments.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, like, I think sometimes, you're put yourself out of position and still make an awesome birdie, right? Like, that's kind of what I tell myself. Like, as long as there's some kind of shot, you can always make it work.
Awesome. Well, good luck this week. Excited to watch.
Shane.
Jennifer, you just were talking about a line you took here earlier in the year. Did you come out here and play the golf course before?
Yeah, I came out in June, right after the U.S. Open. Yeah, it was punched at the time, so it wasn't ideal conditions, but yeah, just to be able to see the track beforehand is
very helpful.
Yeah, very helpful. First time out today. Other than that, but it's been like, I already know where everything is, so that's just like a weight lifted off, so.
Stacey was talking about your distance and how helpful it is to have somebody that can hit it far and hit it very, very high. Now that you've had a chance to kind of play the golf course, especially in Solheim conditions, would you say that's a decent assessment from the captain?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, you kind of have to hit your spots, both fairways and into greens out here. The greens are a bit soft. I'm sure they'll get a little bit firmer, but I think they're going to keep them fairly similar. So I think it'll help definitely, though, like with some tucked pins behind bunkers.
Golfers are, for the most part, kind of singular entities. You kind of go about your business week to week. How do you adjust to a team environment, both in terms of like time commitment, but also making sure you have time to yourself on a tournament week?
Yeah, I think it's important. I maybe didn't do the greatest job the last 2 times. I think it's kind of all learning experience going through it. But I mean, in general, I'm pretty quiet, so I kind of just listen to everybody and stay out of it. Shut up and keep up, I guess. So that's kind of how I do it. we have a few earlier nights, so that's helpful. I usually read before bed, so that's like kind of my time, and the rest of the time I kind of just dedicate to the team.
What are we reading right now?
It's called Ricochet. It's like a second book in like a 10-book series.
Okay.
So yeah.
All right. Will you get through 2? Will you start 3 this week, or
No,
do you think you're
I
still going
don't
to be
think-
locked into number 2?
I'll probably still be on 2. I'm like halfway, but like 1 chapter a night is like good, and then I need to pass out.
That's that. It's like watching Netflix to
Yeah.
read the book. You played so well with Allie in the team event earlier this year on the LPGA Tour. Do you feel like that's going to lean towards a partnership this week, considering the way you guys went about your business?
Yeah, we'll see. I mean, yeah, we obviously played really well at Dow. We get along really well. I think that's really important in an alternate shot for sure. But yeah, kind of whatever the captains say goes.
Stacey tells me, I'll do it.
But I think there's a lot of good matchups for both of us on this team as well. So if we're not playing together,
That'll be
it's
okay
not the
as
end
well.
of the world.
Yeah,
either,
it's like,
so.
oh, you know what? You're not gonna
Yeah.
play with her. You're gonna play with Nelly Corder. You're like, all right, fine, twist my arm. I guess I'll
Yeah,
do that.
exactly.
Well, have a great week. Excited to
Thank
watch.
you. Appreciate it.